Hi, and welcome to the first episode of The Creator Pod. I'm one of your hosts, Rhys from the Game Day podcast. I'm also joined with another host, Jarryd from Victorious Gaming. How are you today?
I am good, thank you.
No problem. So what we are a small community of like-minded video game content creators, and we have a small community on Facebook and Discord. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the community, Jarryd?
So basically with the community, it is a group of YouTubers and as well as a few Twitch users. And we basically help each other with our content editing and say like thumbnails, anything that people need help with. That's what we're pretty much here for.
And we like to think we're different from other communities. So instead of just link dropping and getting people to like and subscribe for no reason, we try and get positive feedback and what do you call it? In like
Positive feedback from each
positive
other's
feedback. There's another
videos.
name for it, like inspiration or like
Oh,
throw something at me. Throw something at me.
uh, instructional feedback.
No. No.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, so we just try to get positive feedback and help other people get better at creating
Yeah.
content.
So basically, we're helping each other grow and supporting each other during the process.
Okay. Today we are joined by special guest Jay from Jaydamang. How are you, man?
Hello, I'm well. You guys?
Very good. And also joined by Abdel from the Sidemen Compilation YouTube channel.
Hello.
Yo.
How are you doing?
Yeah, very good. All right, let's
Great.
kick things off in episode 1 by discussing what we've been playing recently. Let's start with you, Victorious.
Oh, well, that should be quite a straightforward one. I am a massive Total War Warhammer 2 fan, and that is the game I have been playing most recently.
Okay, that game just came out, didn't it?
Yes, it did, actually. And it is honestly, I can literally say it is my favorite game of Creative Assembly at the moment.
Okay, and what type of genre is it?
It is mostly strategy.
Real-time strategy?
Yeah, real-time strategy.
Okay. You're playing on PC?
Yeah, since it's exclusive to PC and just recently
Okay,
iPad
it is
as
exclusive,
well.
yes?
That's correct.
Okay. Anything else you've been dibbling in?
Yeah, besides Total War Warhammer 2, I have been playing this other game actually. Oh, I have been playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds recently as well. That's been quite competitive, which, as you all know, how it is. And I have been Romance of the Three Kingdoms 13 as well.
What's that game?
So, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, that is actually set in ancient China. It's based in the Han Dynasty, and Rhys, are Dynasty Warriors?
Yeah.
Okay, if you play Dynasty Warriors, you can kind of compare it to Total War Warhammer, but it is more restricted. It is basically a Dynasty Warriors Total War, not war, a Total War game.
Okay, sure.
It's basic, yeah.
Let's move on to Jay. What have you been playing recently?
Hello. Recently I've actually been playing a lot of Star Wars Battlefront 2. The beta just came out, so I've been on that like 24/7.
Okay, you played the first one?
Yes, I loved the first one. Not as much as the second one. I've seen a lot of changes, but the first one was definitely...
What are some of the main changes? I know it's a beta. I know it's a beta, and it doesn't come out for another month. But what are the big changes?
One of the biggest notable changes, which actually I've noticed whilst playing it, is the fact that the pickup system has changed to a point system. So I'm not sure if you've played it before, Shelley.
Yeah, I played the first one.
You remember how you had to run around and pick up hero pickups and vehicle pickups and all that stuff to get those. Now it's the point-based system. So if you get a certain amount of kills, certain amount of assists, I don't know, anything like that, it kind of builds up that point base. You get to unlock those, and you get to choose it from the menus, from like when you die, or like that character spawn menu.
Yep.
And a couple of different changes, actually, if you don't mind me just going on.
No, that's fine.
So a couple of different changes. There's classes now, so it's not pick a character and then customize the character. So you don't choose from different guns. You get a character class. So there's assault, heavy, specialist, and I think officer. I could be wrong on that one, but it's like a pistol based class. And there's 4 to choose from, and then you have 2 specialized classes. You have the heroes to choose from, and then obviously that range of weapons that kind of brings it all together. And it really is actually very exciting to play, because it's kind of like it's kind of like Battlefield. It's taking those that type of playstyle from Battlefield and incorporating it into Battlefront. It's kind of reminiscent of the old Battlefront.
Yes. I played number 1 on PS4 very heavily for about 2 weeks, and it was just the same stuff over and over again, and I got real bored of it, and I was very disappointed in the single player campaign.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. But we might actually get a change. I'm not too quite sure, because the beta obviously doesn't let you get the campaign that's saved for the full game, unfortunately. So we don't get a sneak peek at that. But I have seen screenshots and stuff like that and video clips of them showcasing it. But I'm just really keen to see what they bring out. What is the biggest change? See if actually they've learned from their mistakes from the previous game, because we want improvement in games. We want to see them bring out the story, and I kind of see it being pretty cool that they've created their own exclusive story just for the game. I'm not sure if you guys knew about that.
Yeah, I did know when that chick came out on the E3 stage, and she was making the announcement, and she's actually a character in the game.
Oh wow, yeah, no, that was pretty amazing for me. I actually personally really enjoyed that they set a story specifically just for the game. I haven't actually seen that for quite a while. Like, games generally have their stories separate from the actual movie titles.
Yeah, from the movie franchises.
So now we have a kind of like a story where, in order for people to experience that Star Wars universe, they can't watch it in a movie. They have to head to that game, and it kind of, in the sense, it brings more gamers it brings more people who are more like interested in that content to come over to gaming platforms in order to explore different kinds of creativity, explore different kinds of worlds, be fully immersed into that world. But once again, I don't know what they're planning with the story. I don't know how well the story is made, or like how well it's built, how well the characters are developed. So I can't really comment on that yet. All I can do is just be very excited for it and just hope it goes well.
Yeah, that's great. Apart from Battlefront 2 beta, what else have you been playing? Much?
What else I've been playing? So recently I've been playing a whole lot of Skyrim, Skyrim Special Edition specifically. That game is one of those games where it just gets you in an infinite loop where you just have to keep playing it. There's so much. It's so rich in story, so rich in lore, so rich in side quests. It's rich. It's just rich. The game itself, the title itself, when you hear Skyrim, you're just like, oh, it just spikes mystery in your mind, and you're just like, oh, okay, well, it's one of those games where it's never ending. People say it's never ending. Obviously, if it is never ending, then that's kind of a problem. I don't think anything is ever never ending, but the world itself is so rich and lore and all that it can drag on forever, and you can really never get that tired of it. But it's kind of been something that I've just been on recently, because it's something where I can fully immerse myself into, and I can just kind of act how I want to, and however I act really reflects on the community in Skyrim, and they're just like, oh well, you're jumping around and being an idiot. Well, okay, here we go. We'll just give you what anybody else would do in that situation. We'll just put you in jail, and that's just what happens.
Yeah, I get that.
That's a good point.
What was the last game you bought?
last game I bought. Last game I bought was Destiny 2.
Oh yeah.
Destiny 2. So I was playing that for like a solid how long has it been out? Actually, it's been 6th of September on console, so
month.
PS4. So a month, yep. So I was playing it for roughly about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. Or maybe I play it occasionally. It's a really good game. Story is short. Some people might disagree. I personally think it's a bit short. I didn't play the first one, but I've heard that the first one was pretty short as well.
How many hours?
Oh, God. I did it roughly around... I did a speed run, so I did roughly around maybe about 4 hours.
Really? That short?
So that's that was my rate at completing it, because I probably just jumped over most of the enemies and just ran steadily through it. But like I was kind of over leveled in terms of story.
Yeah.
So I just rushed through it. But yeah, roughly around 4 to 5 hours for me. Story was new. It was. I liked the characters. I definitely loved the characters. I loved Ikora. I loved Cade. I loved Zavala. Specifically Cade. I think Cade kind of matches my personality the most. He's kind of that that smartass with the pistol, kind of like Han Solo like character. Very just out there, just says whatever he wants and all that stuff. So I obviously had a connection with one of the characters. But overall game. Same thing as any other MMORPG. Very grinding, very taxing on levels. It's just non-stop trying to level up, trying to get new equipment. Not really that much of a difference, but overall very good game for what it's worth. I'd recommend it.
All right.
Actually, Jay, I did have a question in regards to the length of Destiny 2. Could you compare? Is it shorter than the Halo series?
Well, I'm not quite sure. The only Halo games I've ever played is probably Halo. It was either 1 or 2. I'm not sure what the exact title is for that, but I'd say Halo is maybe a bit more longer, if I remember correctly.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
But Halo obviously has its own, Halo has its own community and all that stuff, and it's very rich in different kinds of the story is relatively completely different, and the story changes a lot. Like stuff that happens in the story will change how long the game goes for because of the content that it gives you. So that's just it's completely up to the game creator and developer on how rich they want to make the story.
Yeah. That's a good point. It is a great game, to be honest. Okay.
All right.
Let's move on.
Let's move on to Abdel. What have you been playing recently?
Simulation games, but for the past couple of days, I've been playing only FIFA 18. Like I've been on that 24/7 because it just came out.
FIFA.
And yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'm
a huge football fan, so gotta play it.
That's cool.
Okay, what are you playing on there? FIFA Ultimate Team, Be a Pro, or just Manager mode?
Actually, I have a career mode, a player career mode, and I haven't actually started playing Ultimate Team yet.
Yeah. Have you opened your starting packs yet?
Nope, didn't do anything in regards to the Ultimate Team.
Okay. Is it something that you've played in past titles?
Well, I've put a lot of hours in a simulation game called American Truck.
You're breaking up there, man.
Really? What?
You're breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. So I was saying that I've been playing American Truck Simulator, which is a really relaxing and a really enjoyable game at the same time.
Is that on PC?
That's it. Yeah, it is.
Okay, so what are the main things to do there? Is it just picking up loads and then taking it to a different place?
Yeah, exactly. But it's actually pretty much it's detailed. It has a lot of details in regards to the map and the roads.
Okay, and
And
how is it like? Is it a point system? Like, is it how quickly you get the delivery done, or is it less like? Do you get points based on how much damage you do in the truck, like to other cars and stuff?
yeah, there are some fragile loads that you whenever you hit anything like with the trailer, you get less money and less points
Okay,
or experience points. And there are also fast delivery loads that you have to get on time. And whenever you're late, you get also points and money are deducted.
okay,
And that's it. Pretty
okay.
much.
So do you sort of start off with your own like shipping yard, like truck yard, and you got to upgrade that, or
Um, we actually do start with a garage,
yep,
a garage, but you are a contractor to for people.
yep,
You take loads and you get money for that,
yep.
and then you can take a loan from the bank and then buy your own truck and start your own company, pretty much.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So there is that progressive element to it.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I do have another question in regards to the truck simulator. Abdel, what is your favorite feature about that game?
I don't know. Actually, the it's so relaxing. That's what I like about it, and also it has live radio stations that you can listen to. So that's pretty cool.
And how big is the map exactly? Like, how long would it take to actually drive from one side to the other?
Uh, it would take like 3 hours real time to get
That's
from one
crazy.
side to the other of the map. Yeah, and that's only 3 states actually.
I see.
Is there
Okay.
lots of country roads, like big boring straight roads, and or is it like lots of city roads, or is it like a mix of both?
It's actually a mix of both. Like the highways are pretty long, and there's been a DLC where the map got longer than before.
Oh, wow.
How many
So,
hours longer is the DLC map?
oh no, you take 3 hours.
A 3 hour DLC on top of a 3 hour game.
No, that's what I call
Because
expanding the story.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, then.
is that all you've been playing?
yeah.
What was the last game you bought? Yo, what was the last game you bought?
Hey, Abdel, do we still have you here?
I think we lost him.
Okay. Maybe just continue
All right,
until he fixes up his mic.
all right. Well, I'll just discuss what I've been playing recently.
Yeah. Actually, I'll ask you if you want. So yeah, Reese, what was the previous game that you actually played?
I've been playing Rocket League. I play Rocket League every single day.
Ooh.
It is pretty much my life. I come home, I have a threes team that I talk to all day, and we discuss what time we're getting home, and then we jump on together.
Yeah.
I'm coming up to my 3,000th match in game,
Oh wow.
and that is about nearly 7 hours. 7 days of in-game playing, not sitting
That's
at the
insane.
menu. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I'm pretty
That's-
devoted to it. Although I'm not very
Yeah,
good,
it's crazy.
I still love playing with friends, and yeah.
Yeah. So you've actually got a dedicated team, do you?
Yeah, I got a team. One of my mates, Burnsy, who I work with, and then a friend who I met just randomly playing online Rocket League. He lives in Melbourne.
Oh, Melbourne, very nice. And do you have like a specific time that you get together?
Well,
To
yeah.
play?
I finish work at 2:30, get home about 3 o'clock every day. So anywhere between 3 and midnight once we go to bed.
Okay. And besides Rocket League, do you have any other games that you've been playing most recently?
I've started Near Automata on PS4.
Ooh.
What has that been?
I'm about maybe 15 hours in, but that is a lot of side questing. So as soon as the world opens up, I go straight and try and knock off all the markers off the map. So I haven't. I've probably done maybe, I reckon, 7 hours main mission, 7 hours side questing at the moment.
Say if you were to say with the rich lore and all that in that game, would you recommend that to any avid MMORPG players?
To MMORPG players.
Yeah, didn't you say it was very rich with side quests and all that?
There's a lot of side questing going on. There is a free demo available for it on PlayStation. I'm not sure if it's available on Steam, the demo. So if you do have a PlayStation, download the demo. If not, I would go on YouTube and look up Before You Buy. I know they're a good YouTube channel to look up if you're deciding whether or not to get a game. And I think they were I played the demo and I was umming and ahhing, and then I watched their video and I was like, yeah, I might just get it. So they actually were the turning point in my decision of getting the game, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's good. What was the most recent game you bought?
I bought a game yesterday on the PlayStation Store. It's called Hand of Fate, and
Hand of Fate.
Yep. It's a action / RPG / deck builder, which is an interesting combination of genres there. So you have a game master who deals you cards, kind of like not a gypsy, like one of those card people, like tarot readers. Yeah. So he's kind of like an evil game master, and he deals the cards out. So you have you have your deck of all your weapons, armor, and accessories, and you draw a couple cards at the start to get your weapons and that, and then later on through the dungeons and stuff, you might defeat an enemy, and it says, "Or draw an equipment card," and you can draw like better weapons and equipment. So then you swap them out, and the game master will set up like, I don't know, 6 or 7 cards. They could be in a straight line, they could be in a big square, or like a stair, like a up left kind of pattern, and you move your token to the next card, and then the game master will flip it over, and it might be an enemy or it might be a certain scenario, and it'll say something like, "Oh, this guy met you at an inn and he's asked you to give him half your money. What do you do?" And it'll give you a couple of choices like ignore him, or like just give him half your money, or maybe do something else. And depending on your answer, it might trigger you to go into combat or not. And so if you do end up getting some combat, the game master will flip over another card, and it'll be like a certain type of enemy, and the number of the card, like 2 all the way to 9, is how many of that enemy you'll verse. And then it drops you into this little so it's sort of like an arena type thing, dependent on the map. Like so if it says you're in a forest at the time, depending on where the game is set, kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, it could be set in a desert, it could be set whatever the game master, however the story goes, and then you drop into like a little tiny map, and then say if you get 6 skeletons that you got to verse, then you got to defeat them, and then once you do, certain things will happen with the story, and it progresses like that.
Okay. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Actually, I do have another question. It is going to be a different one, but actually, I wanted to know which is your favorite card game?
What do you mean in real life?
Yeah, in general, like video games in real life, etc.
Yu-Gi-Oh, of course. That's my favorite card game.
Oh, wow. I salute.
Is that what you're talking about, Jarryd?
That was it. Yu-Gi-Oh was great back in the day, even up until now. But I don't like what they've done with the cartoons, the most up-to-date ones, anyway. By the way, have we almost hit 30 minutes? Because I think we
Right,
should
20.
move on.
We're at 25-ish.
Yeah, 25 right now.
Okay, great. In 5 minutes, we'll start discussing more games then. So, has there been a particular game that within this channel has been actually really keen to get?
Ooh.
Are you talking about upcoming releases?
Yeah. Is there one specific one that?
Do you want me to go through the lists?
No, just the top preference. We'll start with you, Abdel.
I'm excited to get Star Wars Battlefront 2 because it looked amazing when I watched it earlier today. And that's it, I think.
It looks like an amazing game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is that the only game that you're actually looking forward to?
Yep.
Fair enough.
Okay. How
about yourself, Jaydamang?
Oh, okay, all right. So I'd say the same thing as Shelley and say I'd pull out a list, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna find a way to condense that list into. How many games are you guys gonna let me talk about here? How many games? Give me a number.
Let's start going through them and we'll see how we go.
All right. So first one that I believe is coming out end of this year, or it could be the start of next year. I'm not quite too sure about this one, but I haven't heard any info on it other than the gameplay that they released last year at E3, I believe. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it. It's called Days Gone.
Yes.
Is that is that a PlayStation exclusive?
I believe so. I've only seen PlayStation gameplay of it, so I haven't seen it on any other platforms. But I would like to just say...
Sorry, what I was going to say, from what I saw, that was like a really crazy zombie game or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like a survival, third-person survival, post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
So, sorry, what it does is just so that way, if you guys don't know, what it does is it incorporates elements from Left 4 Dead, if you guys have played that, and it incorporates a couple of elements from, I believe there are maybe, I don't know if you guys are fans of the old Call of Duty Zombies.
Yep.
Yeah, so it incorporates elements. Oh, yep, fantastic. So it incorporates elements from both of them. It has the whole, what this game looks like it does best is the whole horde. So what most games don't really, most zombie games or most, infection type games don't really do well is the fact that they don't get the whole idea of what an infection is meant to be. An infection can come in many forms, but the most particular one that infection usually thrives in is a couple, like a group. It's an infection, it spreads. So what I kind of see from this game is the game showing us this is what a zombie, invasion looks like. This is kind of the front face of it. And what I see is just kind of reminiscent of that World War Z movie, which is what you guys have probably watched, is like just a whole lot of zombies just running at you, just hungry, just want to bite you. And, you shoot them and they just trip over each other and they just keep going and tripping over. It's just like an endless virus that you can't, deal with. It's there. It's always going to be there. It's the end of the world. It's the apocalypse. That's what I really like about this game that's coming out. I'm not sure when it's coming out, though. I've been looking at gameplay. I've been waiting for news, and these developers don't seem to follow up. I'm not sure whether they just release the gameplay and forget about it, that it's even there. But, just one of the games at the moment that I'm very excited about.
Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting game, definitely. I remember watching the trailer to that like 4 to 5 months ago, actually, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, it's a
Like
bit full on, eh?
Yeah, it is. The intensity of it. It looks like it's high. Yeah, and is there any other games that you're looking out for?
Of course. Okay, so we have next on the list. Just quickly, sorry, I am just choosing right now. So what I'm looking for next is, I believe a couple of people are looking forward to, is Call of Duty World War II. So Call of Duty World War II. Let's just say, I personally, in my opinion, I personally think that COD quality has dropped over the couple of few years.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that I
Oath.
think World War II could bring the franchise back. What I'm kind of leaning on is the zombie mode. I know most COD players nowadays actually only play Call of Duty in general, only because of the zombie mod. So this kind of this new game has a chance to bring back all those Call of Duty World at War fans that played the original zombies. And the Call of Duty players that have kind of left the community, because I know that there's a lot of them that have left the community, and I don't blame them. After Modern Warfare 3, games kind of dropped off in quality. I believe it's just the same recycled. Did I drop out? I didn't drop out, did I?
Not you.
No.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought I heard a ding. All right. So I've noticed that over the couple of recent COD games, that quality has dropped off, and I've seen actual videos of them displaying like different games side to side, just demonstrating that actual scenes look similar. Like you have certain scenes where somebody grabs or helps the protagonist up, and it just looks the same. It's honestly, it's kind of sad to see that the developers at Activision, I'm not sure if Activision have done the newest games. I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
Activision. But it's kind of sad to see that the developers at Activision aren't kind of taking the time to come up with a new, improved story for the games. And so, I kind of I'm a massive fan of the COD series. I've played it ever since COD 3, and it's just really disappointing to me, and I hope this new game, World War II, revives the franchise and makes it what it was. It was the king of FPS shooters, and it no longer is.
They don't care anymore because they know dumb cunts will still buy the game every time they release it, no matter what they do. If this is the Control C, Control V, new skin, run up the wall. We can run up the wall in this one. But they know people were going to buy it, so why not take shortcuts?
Yeah, true.
But after Battlefield 1, they're going to have to do something good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Battlefield 1 broke that massive that kind of set the new standards for the gaming industry in terms of FPS shooters, which is what I really love about it. I think upon release, it was. I don't remember if it kind of like plummeted. I think there was issues with glitching and all that stuff, but that's kind of a generic thing that's going to happen nowadays. But because I think it's EA that is the producer for DICE. I'm correct on that one, I think.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
So EA has a tendency to rush out games, as we all know. So I don't blame DICE for not being able to finish the game. It's just how it is. When you have a producer that's keen to make money rather than send out a finished product. But Battlefield definitely sets that new standard for the gaming industry. It's it's well done. It's very well done for an FPS shooter, and the combination of vehicles and just overall different weapons and all that stuff just makes a really good game. I really like it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, I think we can continue on here. Was there anything else you wanted to say, Rhys?
No, just because I'm just going to run through a list of upcoming releases, and you can stop me if you're getting it or not.
Yep. Okay. No worries. Go for it.
Let me start with the less popular console of the Switch.
Ooh.
Do any of you own a Switch?
Yes.
Unfortunately, no.
No.
What do you got on it, Jarryd?
Okay, what I have on Switch is, what was it, the Super Mario one that first came out. I've got that, and I've got that new open world Zelda.
Yeah.
Actually, I
It
am really waiting for the new Super Smash Bros. Though that will be a fun game to come out.
it hasn't been announced yet.
Yeah, it hasn't been, but it will come in time, hopefully.
Yeah. So for the Nintendo Switch, on Tuesday, October 17th, we have NBA 2K18.
Oh,
On
NBA.
17th of October, we have Sign Mora EX. I have no idea what that is.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I have not heard of that.
Wednesday, 18th of October, we have Lego Ninjago Movie.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Does that look good? I haven't seen really anything about that.
I'm not a fan of the Lego series.
So, Lego... Oh, sorry. Is it alright if I interrupt?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, so Lego series is kind of something I grew up with, and the game is very plain in terms of content and what it offers you. But I think the only reason people play the Lego games is just because it kind of sets a good mood and it's very family friendly. That's the only reason
It's pretty chill.
anybody ever plays those games. And when I played, I started off with Lego Star Wars and Lego Indiana Jones. Which was really early on, and the games do set and take inspiration from the original story, which is fantastic. Like, it's just, I personally think that it's catering to that of the younger audience, or for those who haven't watched the movies and want to kind of get it in a different form, the content in a different form. But yeah, not necessarily something I'm looking forward to, because I haven't heard of anything in terms of Ninjago. I don't necessarily watch anything in terms of Ninjago, so I'm not too sure what the story is or how they portray the characters or anything. But I'd say maybe give it a try and just see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Don't ever sell a story short or a game short just because of a certain thing in its title.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the 20th of October, we have Fire Emblem Warriors, which is of course, a spin-off of Dynasty Warriors. They've seemed to be doing that a lot now.
Yeah, they just fucked it.
They did the Zelda one, Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
And was there another one?
I'm not sure.
I
don't recall.
Well, maybe it is this Fire Emblem Warriors is the next one. We have on the Friday 20th of October, we have. Don't worry about that one. I can't even pronounce it. It's
not worthy.
It's Touhou Kobuto V Burst Battle.
Yeah, no.
I don't even know what that is. Should have just skipped that one. On Thursday 26th of October, we have Just Dance 2018.
Okay.
On Friday 27th of October, we have Ben 10.
Ooh.
And he's
Ben 10.
That one's interesting, actually. Ben 10 is kind of I don't know how they'd be able to incorporate that into a game, actually, because
actually, the way how sorry for stopping you there, Jay. The way how I see it is kind of like a, how would you say, kind of, what was that company called that does the anime games, like Naruto and that we were talking about earlier?
Bandai?
Yeah, it's like kind of when I think of a game like that, it kind of reminds me that a game like Bandai will kind of do something with it.
Oh, I see what you're talking about, like that whole battle one versus one format. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. Okay,
yeah.
that's a really good, effective way of putting characters that you love against each other. I think that format works really well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, next game.
Sorry, I was trying to look up who's making it.
Oh, yeah. Well, Ben 10.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben 10. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Actually, in the meantime, now, who is looking forward to... Actually, no, that might be on the list that Rhys is about to say. So
anyway, I can't find it. I can't find it, but the big one for Nintendo Switch coming out on the Friday 27th of October is Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, I thought Odyssey was already out. Or
No.
did another Super Mario game come out recently?
It was Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll be getting the Super Mario Odyssey. That is it's like it's the big open world Mario game like Mario 64.
That is interesting.
After that we have 88 Heroes coming out on Tuesday, 31st of October. I have no idea about that.
Nor have I.
Monopoly for Nintendo Switch
That's interesting.
on 31st
Yeah.
of October. And moving into November, we have Cartoon Network Battle Crashes.
Ooh.
And
Wow.
Battle Crashes, yeah, that does look good actually.
and Sonic Forces on Tuesday, the 7th of November.
I'm really happy. I'm really happy to see a Sonic game pop up. It's been a while.
You have to they have to bring more of those classic games back. Definitely, ever since they brought back Sonic and Crash Bandicoot, it's like everything's been released from the classic age. It's really cool.
I feel like a lot of kids nowadays that are getting into the gaming community are growing up with these really mature games that they kind of don't understand the for example, when we grew up with games like Sonic the Hedgehog, Crash Bandicoot, and all that. So there's all those classic games out there that kind of were arcadey. They were arcadey, and they kind of just set that whole fun game mood. They might have been very annoying at times, like for example when you kept dying. But I mean that's fine because it originally set that arcadey mood and that very happy mood. But I feel like when newcomers coming to the gaming community, they kind of go straight into these games like GTA. Very heavy gore violence games, which is cool. It's cool, but that's not only what gaming is about. It's not all just FPS shooters, first-person shooters and really gory RPGs. There's a lot more to the gaming community than that.
There is a lot more, and there is a lot more like Farming Simulator, which also comes out on on the 7th of November.
Ooh,
for the Switch.
Actually, who is a fan of Stardew Valley?
Oh, I've heard of it, and I've been wanting to play it for a while. It's on my to-buy list.
Oh, if you guys have not played it, and really since you're more on the non-PC, actually for PC, I highly recommend it. And I actually heard that they're going to be releasing multiplayer at the end of this year to early next year.
Well, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
So that's going to be a very interesting feature for that game. It's definitely something to look into if you haven't checked it out there.
Stardew kind of appeals to me as like a really cool, easygoing game that you don't have to spend that much effort on, but it takes a lot of your time. It's kind of a game just to. Did I disconnect again?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. It's kind of one of those games where just you come home after a long day at work and it's just been really really crap. Your boss yelled at you. The girl you've been flirting with is just not into you anymore. The dog bit you. I don't know, whatever. And then you come home and you put it into the PS4, whatever platform you're on, and you're just like, fuck yes, let's put in some, I don't know, plants.
No, that's true.
Crops.
Also, I did have another question for everyone. Who here is actually looking forward to Shadow of War on 11th of October?
This Wednesday.
Yes.
That is a negative. I haven't played the first one.
Nor have I. Sorry.
I don't plan on getting this one.
So I'm the only fan of this game, am I?
Tell us what it's about. I've never heard any new terms of Shadow of War.
Actually, have you played? Clearly, you haven't played number one.
No.
Right?
No.
Okay. So it's a really, really cool game that they've actually done for Lord of the Rings, and actually, so basically, you're this guy. I forgot his name, but you can actually conquer all the orcs and actually bend their will to yours. So actually, ideally, you can actually create your own army, and then at the same time, there's a hierarchy, and you can have these crazy one-on-one fights. And with like these boss Urks, and it's really cool. It kind of creates its own story in a way, because I remember there was this experience I had in number one where I ended up finding this general. This general was really crazy, and I thought I killed him. Right, like he took an arrow to the head, and he ended up escaping. Turns out to be, and he comes back and he's like, "Oh, yeah, you're my sworn enemy. I'm coming after you." And yeah, since then it was just all-out war between me and this Uruk, and we had like multiple fights, right? Like the second time we actually fought each other, like same thing happened. He absolutely destroyed me. So in that sense, it's actually a really cool story-driven game, and it's one of those games you can really make into your own unique experience. And to say about Shadow of War is, like, how I see it, it's like a massive, massive upgrade to number one. Because in number one, you could actually bend the will of an orc to actually fight for you. So he's like part of your faction. But it was quite limited to how that worked. But in number two, how I see it and what it's actually shown, it's really amazing, because with this, they've taken the whole concept to a different level. Like you can now actually have castles and like cities to manage, and it's more actually the game's more managed based in a way. Like for war, conquering other cities, you can defend your castles from and that. Like it's pretty crazy, and there's dragons too.
Yeah, the
That's the selling
dragons.
point. That is the selling point.
Yeah, so that's why I am highly looking forward to it, and I'm very happy. I'm actually going to be doing a let's play about it.
Ooh, okay, keen to watch that.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about it, and that comes
same
out.
here.
That comes out this Wednesday, 11th of October. Friday, 13th of October, we have WWE 2K18 Deluxe Edition.
Interesting.
Ooh,
So what
that
makes
is
it so
very
special?
interesting.
Yeah.
Friday, the 13th of October, The Evil Within 2. Anybody played the first one?
Oh yes,
Oh.
I beat number one.
I'm so sorry. I thought you were gonna say like Friday the 13th, as in the game came out. I'm like, oh, Friday, what?
No.
Because you said Friday the 13th and then the Evil Within. I was like, oh, okay. Well, anyway, I haven't played the first one, but I'm keen to play the second one. Victorious, you've played it, obviously. What is the most redeeming feature of the first one, other than the gore? I've seen the gore. There's a lot of it.
Yeah, the gore is quite amazing.
Is
it
puzzly?
From what I remember, I think it was a little puzzly, but it wasn't too much, if I'm correct on that, because it was a while ago since it came out. Something really freaky I found about that game was that there was this one character. She had really long hands. She had like 6 arms or something.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and she would chase you, and the only thing you could do is run, and there's only like one direction to go, and that is away from her. Ooh. And
obviously,
it was one of the most scariest experiences I actually went through playing that game. I found that experience way worse than Outlast 1 and 2.
Yeah, right. Friday the 13th of October, same day, Raid World War II is coming out, and that looks like a first-person shooter war game.
It is, actually.
Whatever it may be, once COD comes out, it will get shat on.
Mm-hmm.
That is no doubt.
Tuesday the 17th of October, we have South Park, The Fractured Butthole.
Yes.
Finally, after its long delays for many years.
Yep, finally.
I really love it when they actually name their titles of their games, the South Park series. It's just so creative.
It is, isn't it? Like, where would we be in our lives if South Park never, started?
True, yeah. No, yeah, I can agree with that.
It's just one of those things that everyone needs in their life.
Same day, 17th of October, we have LX.
Which one is that?
This is on Xbox One.
Okay.
LX.
I haven't heard of that. Is that like a snowboarding game or something?
No, it looks like...
It looks like a RPG.
Yeah.
Oh.
More like a fantasy RPG, but looks
like sci-fi.
Yeah. Seems interesting. Not something I've heard about.
Same day again, the 17th of October, we have Rogue Trooper Redux.
That sounds interesting. I haven't heard of that. Oh, guys, sorry, can I just stop you there for a second? This is just going back to the South Park game. Now, I saw a video on how they choose the difficulty. I don't know if you guys saw this or not.
Nope.
No.
Oh God, it is terrible. Like what this guy posted. If this is legit, to choose the difficulty, you're actually choosing between. Like I feel uncomfortable saying this. You choose between a black person to a white person.
Why is that even? I don't understand.
I don't know. Trey Parker, Matt Stone, they're off their heads.
That's just their way of throwing in a joke. Oh god. You know what? It's the same with their titles. They're just throwing it there for the sake of it, just so that way they can add some subtle comedy. I have no idea why they do it, but it's there. So I mean, what else are we gonna do?
Yeah, that's true.
Developers do things different ways. These guys want to change the difficulty by making a choice of skin. So I mean, what are we to say?
Hey, they're the ones making it. They can do what they want.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I just hope I'm right about that. Otherwise, I'm just going to sound like a dick on this podcast.
Nah, you'll be fine. It's all good.
The Pillars of the Earth.
Haven't heard of this one.
Yes, I think I've heard of this. Is this related to Pillars of Eternity?
You tell me.
No, that was actually a question. I was hoping you could provide an answer.
No. Fresh out of answers.
Sorry.
You're wrong.
Battle Chasers Night War on the 19th of October.
I have heard of this game, but I'm not quite sure what the hype is about it.
It is an RPG inspired by the classic console greats, featuring deep dungeon diving, turn-based combat presented in a JRPG format, and a rich story driven by exploration of the world.
Oh, so essentially something... Wait, was it turn-based, did you say?
Yeah.
Ooh, so that kind of sounds...
yeah, no, I did watch a quick video of this. So it's like Diablo, you go through your dungeons, but it's kind of like Final Fantasy X. When you hit an enemy, it'll pop up another screen, and then it'll be your turn-based combat.
Okay, I really like that. Final Fantasy X is my favorite game.
And the art direction looks pretty good, like a cartoony type. Yeah, so I don't know, probably look into getting that one. It's only $50.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I was when you said that turn-based RPG, I was gonna link it to not so much turn-based, but just in general RPG. Kind of like, it sounded a bit like RuneScape the way you explained it. Oh, I probably would have misinterpreted that wrong. Maybe I didn't hear you right or something, but that kind of sounded a bit like RuneScape to me, in the sense that it's is it open world by any chance?
I think there is a world, okay. I don't think it's fully an open world game.
Okay, all right.
It looks like a isometric.
Oh, okay.
Not like a third person or first person.
Oh, right.
Interestingly enough, Friday the 20th of October, not the 13th. Friday the 13th comes out.
Yes. Been waiting for this game.
What idiot on the marketing team wanted to release the game a week after Friday the 13th? I have no idea. And
Who knows?
They had some problems.
If he hasn't already, he's about to get fired.
They were probably like all set for that date, and then somehow the game got pushed back or was forced to, or something.
Stuff that. Yeah. I would have waited. I legit would have waited till the next Friday the 13th to release the game.
Some guys would have went like, oh, I don't know, maybe the CEO or something was like, oh, they're releasing Friday the 13th on the 20th, and then just face palmed like so hard that they just decided,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we're gonna go with it. It works. Why not? But it's a game I'm really excited about. Haven't seen that much on it, but just a massive fan of the franchise, so
Okay.
I'm very
You
excited about
do
it.
know it's out digitally right now.
Yes, I have seen gameplay of it.
Are you waiting to get the physical?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
After that, we have Wolfenstein 2.
Oh, Wolfenstein is a good series, actually. I highly recommend that game. Playing the previous ones.
And Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yes. Okay, so we
Yeah.
struck gold here. All right, so Assassin's Creed Origins is going to be the newest installment of the Assassin's Creed series, it looks freaking fantastic.
It looks beautiful, just admit it.
It looks so fresh.
It does. It
from
does
what
look fresh.
we normally get.
The new feature they have with the eagle.
Yes, definitely. And I think because Ubisoft is they obviously branch over a couple of games, so they do Far Cry as well as Assassin's Creed and a couple of other games too. I think they're learning. I think this is one thing I really like about Ubisoft, and they learn and they take features from other games and they incorporate them into their new games.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but have you guys by any chance played Far Cry 4?
Yes.
Okay, and you guys have obviously played any of the Assassin's Creeds.
Yes.
Okay, so what you guys have probably noticed is if you go up to the top of a tower in Far Cry, and you open up the tower and you turn off the beacon or you rip out the beacon so that way you can release the transmitter from Pagan Min or whatever, or like even in Far Cry 3, same thing. If you guys didn't notice, that's the same thing as synchronizing in Assassin's Creed, is it not?
Wait, so can you repeat that again?
So essentially going up the top and pulling out the transmitter in a tower will reveal the area. There's a similar game mechanic in Assassin's Creed as well, where you go to the top of a building or something and you kind of grasp the surroundings around you.
Yeah.
That's something I feel like Ubisoft do really well is improving on their games. Like
that's true.
I've noticed, especially with their animals, like the animals that they incorporate in the games. I think past Far Cry maybe 3 or maybe 2, Far Cry 3 or 2, and then it was incorporated then into Assassin's Creed, and then they brought it through to Far Cry 4, and now we have animals, thank God, in Assassin's Creed Origins, and we have the eagle. We can use so many different things. It's definitely a company that prides itself on improvement of game quality rather than just trying to push out content.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like a perfect example would be comparing Origins to Assassin's Creed 1.
Definitely. Those Altair days.
Yeah, like if you guys haven't played the Assassin's Creed, from my experience, do not play number 1 because number 1 kind of ruined the whole experience to me, and I did not enjoy it.
Definitely, it was kind of a really hit and miss game. You either enjoyed it, you didn't.
Yeah, but no, it's definitely right what you said. Like they are improving on their content, and it's not stopping, which is great.
Yeah, and that's what should be happening.
Yeah,
game developers especially.
That's right. So is there any other games on your list, Rhys?
I'm just going through the list. We've got a game called Outcast Second Contact. It kind of looks like
I thought you said Outlast for a second.
No, it kind of looks like a oh shit. What's that game? The space game that not Destiny that guy made and he got grilled for it.
It Effect? No.
No.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah, that one.
Oh,
that was a fail.
It kind of
that was the bomb, literally. I mean,
yeah, it kind of looks like that.
Okay. Might
Yeah.
So in
just
other words,
not
it's gonna
do
bomb
that.
again.
Mate, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
We've got TT Isle of Man.
Oh, that's a motorcycle racing game, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh, I've actually watched the TT Isles of Man races before, and they are intense.
Yeah, they're crazy, man.
They are, well, I mean, you can see bikes going at, I don't know what even they are going at, but they're just running straight through the streets and they're bouncing off every corner. That game would definitely be insane if it, recreates that whole real life atmosphere that it's meant to give off.
Yeah.
And then we've got Call of Duty, obviously.
Yep.
Yup.
And 10th of November, probably the next game that I'm gonna buy is Need for Speed Payback.
Yes, I'm with you on that one. 100.
Yeah.
200% right there.
I just want to equip some hectic neons and spinners on my car.
Yeah. Need
I'm
for
all
Speed
for
is a
that.
great series.
Actually, I have a story. I was over at Jarryd's place years and years ago, and we were playing Need for Speed Underground 2, and it was on PC, and I was finishing my race. It was like a 5-minute race at the start of the game, and he decided to hit reset on my car just before I went over the finish line, and my
I
car
remember
reset,
this.
and then all the other cars went past and beat me in the race, and I had to redo the whole race.
You should have like heard the hype, like the build up, but like Reese was about to jump, like be like celebration, like yes, and just before he jumped, I just hit the reset button.
Actually, I want to ask you guys a question. What was the game that got you into Need for Speed series?
Underground.
Underground?
Yeah, one.
Mine was just before Underground. Wait, so many now. I think it was the one that the story you were telling me. Was that Underground 1?
No, that was number 2. That was the first open world one.
Number 2 for me.
I say like Underground 2 was it was good because it was the first open world racing game. But
Yeah.
but number 1 did it for me just because of the customization element to it.
Yeah.
Being able to do up rice burners whichever way you wanted to.
What actually did it for me, or what got me so interested into the Need for Speed series, and I straight out started with the Most Wanted series, the Most Wanted games. The Most Wanted game was so much fun. I remember, disclaimer, and I probably shouldn't be saying this, but in class, I remember having my laptop open and just playing it to death whilst the teachers were, teaching us what they're meant to do, and me being a student, totally learning about cars, different rates that they go, and but Need for Speed Most Wanted. I remember seeing that BMW M3, the GTR, the very first opening, very first race, you losing that car. Ever since then, I've been a fan of the BMW M3, and that car is just insane. And I wish to recreate it in the new Need for Speed Payback that's coming out. So excited.
Guys, so off topic here. Okay, who follows the Dynasty Warrior series?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay. The next game coming out, they've actually taken a huge.
Yes, I know where you're going with this. It's open world now.
The open world, and apparently, you could be in one place literally, and there will be like a crazy fighting event that will happen, and you can actually choose to go there and fight in it, or you don't have to if you don't want. Like, it's going to be very interesting, I reckon.
Is that similar to like an experience, say, if you were to, I don't know, say walk around in, sorry, I'm trying to find it to a game like, say, I don't know, the Far Cry series where you'd be halfway across the map and then that an event would pop up. Or actually, no, perfect example would be, so an event that would pop up in Far Cry 4 and it'd say, oh, somebody, the bad guys are attacking your base, head over there, or is that completely random?
Is this for the Dynasty Warriors game? Because sorry, it cut out a little bit. Or is this for Far Cry that you're talking about?
This is for Dynasty Warriors. Is it like a similar concept in that?
Yeah, well, I think you can be like within a city and a message will come up saying that there's going to be a huge battle over in this place and go past, or you can just go and attend and beat the hell out of some Hun people.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
Yeah.
No, yeah, that definitely sounds very interesting. Might give that game a check out. I'm gonna watch some gameplay the second I get the chance. I just want to see what that's like because I'm all for open world games. Open world games are brilliant. The fact that the game developers go through that time to even make the world open and vast. Obviously, because some games don't suit it, but most games would. Like most games do suit that open world adventure type experience. And you can definitely see that opening up a lot more. I think ever since the creation of games like Minecraft, especially, a lot more game developers have been kind of open to the idea of expanding their world and making it endless, trying to kind of incorporate as much lore as they can. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for that. Actually, I might go check that out.
Yeah, there's not much content about it at the moment though, but I'm looking forward to it.
Always has the ability to grow.
Yeah, and Rhys, I just wanted to ask how are we going for time?
66 minutes.
Okay. So should we do a few more games, or should we start wrapping things up?
Up to you. I don't mind.
Is it alright if I just quickly mention a game that is on my to-buy? Then I will be buying and doing gameplay of when the second it comes out.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah.
Alright, so I am a massive fan, as you guys know. I've just been talking about it this entire time. So you guys are probably sick of it. I'm so sorry if you are. But I digress. I will continue. To annoy you guys. It is Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5 is coming out, I believe, mid-February. Could be wrong. February 12th, I believe. I might have to double check on that. But it is coming out in February. And I can see quite a lot of improvement from the previous game. Definitely, we have a new character to that is similar to Pagan Min and Vars. I kind of miss those two characters. I miss Vars more than Pagan Min, I'm going to admit. But I can see that they're not going to do the same thing that they did with the third game. They're not going to kill off their main awesome, antagonist within the half of the game. They've added a whole lot of new features. I can see animals similar to that of Fallout, how you could control the dog and all that.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of new features. I can just see them growing, and it's just a game I'm really excited about. Like I think I've played every single Far Cry game, including Blood Dragon, except actually no, I haven't played the first one. So that's the only one that I need to go back and play. But no, it's a very good game. It looks very great. The gameplay looks great. Stunning. The visuals are stunning. That's kind of the standard for current gen games. If most games, if they don't kind of agree on that visual affirmation, then they don't. I've noticed actually most games nowadays, even if they have the best story, they don't do that well, and they don't do that well in terms of visuals. They don't get picked. And let's be real, that's kind of we have a standard nowadays that's set for current gen consoles and the PC master race that everybody seems to be talking about, that we need to have visuals. Visuals are important. Visuals are what bring the gaming world forward, but also that story as well. And I think Far Cry will have both of those, and we'll just be able to kind of set another standard for open world FPS games.
Yeah. No, that's true. I am really looking forward to Far Cry 5. I really, really love the Far Cry series.
Who was you guys' favorite antagonist?
The favorite bad guy, you mean?
Yes.
Probably the one that you said. Was it Vaz?
Yeah, Vas. My Vas is Vas is Michael Mando. So they auditioned Michael Mando, who is a actor, to play Vas, and is an exact replica of him. And what did you like most about him?
I thought he was like he had a really cool thing about how he actually was represented in the game. If that makes sense.
Yeah. He's very unique.
Yeah, he is. He's a very unique and psychotic character.
Very nihilistic take on the world.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just move on now. Now, before we do finish things up, Abdelrahman, do you have anything you want to say?
I could add to my list of games that I'm excited for.
Yeah.
Now that I've heard about a lot, I am actually excited for the Far Cry 5 that you just talked about. I think it will be great. And I'm also excited for the new COD. It's awesome. I've seen a lot of gameplay for it. It's awesome. Like I'm gonna buy it as soon as it comes out.
Definitely.
And that's it. Yeah. Short list.
Yeah, that's cool. So I got 2 Far Cries and 1 Shadow of War. And Rhys, did you have a most favorite coming out?
Probably Need for Speed, and I was gonna get one of either Star Wars or COD, but I think I'm gonna go with COD this year.
Okay.
Hey, Rhys.
Yo.
When comes out, everybody, all of you guys, actually, we're all gonna create our own rice patty together.
Rice burner, yeah.
Yeah, we're all going to create our rice burners, and we're going to go up to the top of the mountain. That's, the highest mountain in there, and we're just going to let it rip, okay? Just non-stop into the sun. And that'll be the romantic end of, just our wonderful life as gamers. But nonetheless, very enjoyable. I actually look forward to playing with you guys as well.
Do you have PS4?
Sorry?
Do you have PS4?
Of course, my man.
All right, after the podcast, I'll get you to add me on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty then, that wraps up episode 1 of the Creators Pod. I've been your host, Rhys Jones, and Jarryd has also been a host with me. And thank you to Abdel and Jay for joining us today.
No worries, my man.
All right, well,
no problem.
We'll catch you later until next episode.
Yep. All right, thanks, guys.
Goodbye.
Laters.
Cheers.